Well, I don't
Just
have a
so
problem
it
adding
would-
I'll tell you, the
Shorewood.
foundation is, to me, is very repetitive of like the bid and, you know, I mean, I kind of know where, the foundation, they're not elected, they're just sort of appointed by who's friends with whom, and I don't know. I would take the I mean, if we're gonna keep the foundation on, I'd include Shorewood moving forward, or take the foundation off.
I'd say let's go bigger as opposed
Yep.
to smaller.
Yep.
Just my 2 cents. And again, and then I know that we are including, groups that aren't necessarily kind of village committees, I would say,
I mean, and I would bet everyone on the foundation board is also on one of these other boards, or has a contract with the village for something, or the schools for something.
I'm fine with adding that group.
I'm sure
Okay.
moving forward, okay. Okay, okay, so my feeling at reading the survey was that a lot of people are not gonna know when we say economic development,
Yeah.
or, I mean, everyone knows what housing is, but we're really talking about housing programs, and I'm not sure everyone's gonna I think we need to be a little clear about like what economic development programs the CDA, like we need to list what we have done.
I think there's a couple places where providing for, right.
Yeah, so people aren't
You
gonna
know,
know.
with our hat on it, it all makes,
Yeah.
actually maybe not to some degree, but I agree, there's examples where list out the things, and I'm like, well, they're not even gonna know where to, I think we have to give them a starter, or at least
Yeah.
here are examples,
Yeah.
and here's the kind of thing we're looking for, these are, there was a couple questions in there, so yeah, I mean, to me, just looking at the survey then, I just, and again, I don't know if we have time for this, but I feel like we need to tighten up the whole introduction. It's
Mhm.
there's a lot here that I'm just not, I'm a little concerned that people are gonna look at this as so daunting. It is daunting already with the questions we're asking, but
Are you thinking we need some sort of, definitions of terms at the beginning or
Mhm.
something like that?
For economic development and housing. Yeah.
yeah.
Kinda like a legal document when they.
I mean, I think we could some
This
degree
is what
take,
we mean by this, this is what we mean by this.
and we have the CDA's, the CDA's charter, and it's, I think there's the bullet points in there. I think just reminding people, these are the obligations, requirements, goals, at very high level of the CDA. So just to level set there, what is our responsibility? There it is, right there, so everybody's thinking
Yeah.
from that perspective. Again, there's a lot more in there with respect to economic development than there is about housing. There's really nothing in there about, it's one line, it's just housing. But I think putting that in there would be helpful for people to level set. So I don't know, I mean, all sort of, they go through this history and,
Mhm.
I don't know, I feel like it just, the intro, we could just be really snappy. The CDA is really interested in moving forward in a coordinated, transparent fashion. Here's the goals and responsibilities of the CDA as we look at this next phase in the community's evolution. We're very interested in receiving your feedback on some key questions about what our priorities and the village's priorities should be moving forward. I don't know that we need to go into all this other stuff.
I mean, but I think we need to identify like economic development programs in the past have been facade grants, business loans, business recruitment, and then TIF funded grants, loans,
Complex conversion, attic conversion.
yeah, I have duplex attic and down payment assistance, but under TIF, I think we have grants, loans, but also infrastructure improvements. I mean, not that, so that's what we're asking them. Well, that's what we've done for economic development. I mean, what do you mean by economic development? Cause to me, it's either like, that could be both jobs, it could be like, occupancy of retail space, or just overall vitality of business district. Like, what do we mean when we say that? I mean, we haven't really focused much on jobs.
Yeah, I mean, that question could get a whole wide swath of responses. I think, I agree, I think we need, thematically for me, it was kind of, there's a lot up front. I think we need less up front and more to kind of bring in the questions, defining what we're actually asking for. Because economic development, I mean, you could
What's
list,
that mean?
yeah, you could list a lot of different things. And if we get too much stuff and it gets too diverse, then we don't really have data that we can use. And I just think it's more kind of definitionally, you know, what do we look, like, what are the examples and what, so people kind of focus their answers.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I didn't bring my folder, but just, you know, the CDA's charter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that talks about vitality, that, I think it's those parameters that we're focusing, again, because what we're looking for is how to help us achieve our goals as we look at, you know, Shorewood, where it is now. So if we couch it in those terms, I feel like that might be a little more specific for people filling it out. Like the economic, because I don't even know if we say economic development per se in our charter. I mean, I think it's more about the vitality of the business district, just blanking on the other terms. Is he gonna look it up?
I'll try. I think it's on the website.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people think about economic as the vitality of the business district.
Right,
I think
yes.
that's what in Shorewood, when we
Right.
talk about economic development, that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. So,
Yeah, that's
maybe we even call it that, like, health of the business district, or, I don't know, instead of calling, I don't know. Maybe even call it that instead of. I'm really, a lot of the TIF stuff has been housing, so.
Yep.
include those. I mean, I think it'd be worth like reviewing, you know, what the CDA has done, but recognize that that's not all that it could do.
Well, if you put this out there, then the feedback you're gonna get is gonna help us understand what they think we're doing too. And allow them the opportunity to
Yeah.
voice their opinions. If we direct these questions specifically, we're going to get a yes or a no sort of an answer rather than information to help us decide what direction we're going to.
Yeah, but you need to define your terms.
That's
so
the
that
challenge, is asking
Yeah.
people that maybe
We're all
aren't,
talking about the same thing.
yeah.
I mean, but that might be good,
But
that might be
everybody
good.
has their own idea of what's important
that
to
might be a
them, and
good-
that's why.
Let's,
but
maybe that's a
we're
good
here-
first question, like what does this mean to you? When you say, if we talk about,
Well, that could be a
Yeah.
guideline for the questionnaire, is what does this mean to you? Not necessarily
this is what we're mean.
the questions themselves, but we want them answered as to what they mean to you, or these boards, what they mean to the boards as entities, not as individuals. That's why the original concept was to have the board answer, or the committee answer as a committee, if possible.
Mhm.
So these questions are to them and what they mean to them, not to us.
Yeah, but I think we have to, I mean, there's a lot of ignorance, like people just really don't know, or, I
They
mean, a
don't.
lot of people don't know that we even have a duplex conversion or attic conversion programs, you know, so you have to, I mean, I think we need to at least lay out, this is what the program has been, this isn't the whole universe. If you have other ideas, outside of this, but, you know, just because I'm not sure, like I said, that everyone on the library board understands TIF or knows that their business loans are available, I mean, why would they, you know?
I mean, I think it makes sense somewhere in there to list what tools the CDA has used in the past. This is what we've done.
But I agree, I don't wanna limit it to that,
Yeah.
they have,
Because I think just to inform their response. Because I think we ask, you know, what's going well and what hasn't gone well. And, you know, I think they again need context to answer that question. All right, so I think, so in terms of the intro, I think we're looking to tighten it up a little bit, maybe sort of address or remind people what the CDA's charter and defined goals are by the official documents that are out there with respect to the CDA's responsibilities. I think somewhere in here would be a brief listing of the tools we have used in the past with respect to economic development and housing, just to give people the context of what that was. So I think that kind of lays out. And I guess somewhere, we probably need to clarify again what well, maybe that's in the email that we send them, we're asking for your response from your committee's perspective as to you trying to fulfill your obligations. What do we as the CDA and the village board need to incorporate with respect to economic development and housing to help you accomplish your goals? Right, that to me is kind of the question we're asking here. Surveys are so hard.
Yeah,
You look at them first time, you go, look, this looks fine, then you read it again and, oh wait, 50 questions come up.
yeah, really, yeah.
So, I have I read it again last night, just a bunch of comments on the survey itself that we can talk about. A lot of questions say, whatever, economic development and housing. I would like it to be, as it relates to economic development, space, housing, because I think we need to get answers to both.
Mhm.
I don't want someone just putting in, and if they don't have responses to both, that's fine, but I don't want it to get lost and someone just address the economic development and sort of forget, oh yeah, they asked about housing. So I want to be clear that and the only way I thought about it is visually sort of separating them in sort of for economic development and then for housing. I don't think we have a question here on process.
Our process?
Yeah, like and I thought about it a lot last night, and I couldn't come to a concise, how to improve the CDA and village board's process with respect to, because, again, that's where I think
What
that.
about communication, or is that just a part of the process?
I think that's a part of process. Again, I don't know that gets to priorities, that's not necessarily.
It's what I was running through, I was like trying to
Yeah.
run that through my filter.
Is that a different question and a different survey?
I think that's a different issue, cause if the goal of this is to identify
Priorities. It is.
priorities,
Yep,
I think we muddy the waters if we start talking about, does the CDA need to change how they do business in general?
yeah.
Like that's,
I was just trying to get to, because I know that,
I mean,
that was
could be a
obviously,
priority, but then that's a whole,
and I think we know it's a priority and we're trying,
and that's
we think
kind
about
of
that a
what
lot.
this is. I mean, I think our process could change depending on the priorities that are identified.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, to me, part of what the community's conversations have been about was more about process than about what actually happened. People maybe didn't feel like they were being heard, things were done, whatever. So, as I talk out loud with all of you, I think it is a different question and probably does, I think we should stay focused on priorities. But at some point, I think I'd like to get that information another way. Maybe that's just me reaching out to others to get thoughts on that. Because I think that's an important question for us as we keep working on transparency.
I think some of these questions are kind of redundant, like I could take out 8 active or passive in economic development and housing activities. These identify top 3 roles village should undertake and those should not undertake, but isn't that kind of similar to 3 and 4? What is the village not doing that it should be doing that it should not be doing? I mean, it seems like we ask the same question over and over, so, this is our one time that we're reaching out and asking in a formal way for input. I mean, I agree with you that process, it may not directly relate to priorities, but on the other hand, this is the time when we're getting feedback, so why not ask about it? So, I say, I don't know that 8 adds a lot of value.
No, it is redundant, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's a good, because I rewrote 8 because it was way too long and way too, I just said,
Yeah, I agree, eight's kind of the same as
Yeah.
3 and 4, and maybe 3 and 4.
isn't there one question that just says, what are the top 3 roles, activities the village should undertake?
Well, they're
What are the-
specific, yeah, please
what are
identify
the-
the 3 most significant priorities over the next 5 years.
Wait, that's a different question. Okay, so do we agree we can remove 8, that we feel like 8 is addressed really within what should the village be doing and what should the village not be doing?
I mean, I sort of see that they're trying to get to, like, how much of an active role,
Yes.
You know,
but it's kind of.
all these questions are really the same question.
Yeah, they are, they are.
Now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there's 3 questions here, and maybe 4 if you do break it up into time horizons. Cause that's sort of useful, I think, cause there's certain things maybe that people think, okay, this is something that should have been done yesterday, and it's super important, and you guys have to focus on it tomorrow, versus, yeah, it'd be nice to have this in 10 years, you know, more strategic planning. I mean, there's a difference between long-term strategic planning and reacting to either a real or perceived major issue.
Right.
But at the end of the day, all these things are basically saying, what are the top 3 things we should be working on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
I mean, when it comes down to it,
Could we keep it that simple?